G'day guys, Ron from Osborne Digital Marketing here. Today we're going to review Frase.io. We're going to check out the features, the benefits, and if it's maybe the right SEO tool for you and your organization. Let's jump straight into it. So I'm just on the homepage of Frase here. Frase is essentially a cheaper version of Surfer. So Surfer's been the number one player in the game for many, many years now. Frase has been around for I think 2 years. And it is an up and comer. Our agency uses it. I personally adore it, and I think it's the cheaper alternative. So we'll jump into the features of it. We're in the back end right now, and basically you can see all of the documents that have been created. This is what you'll see when you log into your back end of Frase. What we'll do is we'll just run through the features of it. So basically you can create all your documents in here. You can create a ton of documents. They've started to really beef out their AI platform, so their AI content creator. My personal thoughts on the AI content creator right now is it's not bad. It's great to get over the writer block, and it's really handy when you're sitting there being like, I can't think of anything to write. That's when it comes in handy. When it comes to the SEO tools they have, something that I really like. Like they are continuously I wouldn't say every single month, but every couple of months what's happening is there's always something new. There's always a new update. There's something else coming out, and something that I really like that's been released recently is the Wikipedia content map. So semantic SEO is the way of the future. It's what Google's already utilizing to rank things. There's no point. The days of just entering a low keyword difficulty and creating a page and getting 2 backlinks to that, those days are finished. They're still around in rare circumstances, but a lot of the time, this is the most appropriate option is tying in your content semantically. So if we were to type SEO as an example, what this does is it'll look at all the categories and entities that surround that. And then when you are creating your content, you can be like, okay, if I was to talk about search engine optimization, I can see all of these other categories that are probably a good idea to talk about in my content and create other pages of content about, because Google utilizes Wikipedia for a lot of their information. So again, if you wanted to talk about digital marketing, it's good to talk about social media optimization, affiliate marketing, web traffic, all of these types of things, web crawlers, Googlebot, search engine scraping. I think this wiki concept map is a really cool new feature, really insightful, and it helps you understand a bit more about what you could write about. And again, if we all have the writer's block, we always sometimes struggle to come up with new content pieces. This is a great way to start and create a piece of content around, because each of these items here can be their own unique piece of content. When it comes to your account, so unfortunately I can't show you the back end of this because you'll see all of my details, but you can connect up your Google Search Console. You can have, like, you've obviously got all your payment information and everything on there. That's why I can't show you. But what it does is it enables you to track content pieces that you've created and track your performance. It just essentially links in your Google Search Console, which is a very cool feature. So unfortunately I can't show you that, but sign up and integrate it. I absolutely adore that. So let's jump into actually creating a document. I'll walk you through it, creating a blog post. When it comes to optimizing content for web pages, we gave Frase a bit of a try. It was okay, but it's more so focused around blog and articles. So let's jump into it. We'll just create something basic, something simple, so I can show you all of the features when you're in there. Now you can optimize existing content, so you import your URL, you can enter the main focus, the target keyword, and you can add it to folders. And again, you can do a ton of advanced stuff. So you can, if you don't want to look at the top 20 results, so Frase scrapes from the top 20 results. If you want to look at a specific domain, you can enter a couple of domains there and be like, I only want to look at these specific domains for this keyword. All right, so you can click the create new content, you enter your search query here. So this is what we want to focus on. I'm just going to type in, let's just do SEO. You can save it to a folder, top Google results, United States, so set it to the country that you want it to be in, which I think is really cool, and create document. And obviously you can set it to other languages. Now, when you create the document, this is what you're going to see. So you're going to see the content brief and my content. So my content's where you actually write the content. Content brief is where you place the brief. Now, what I love about the this structure is it's very easy to just chop and change between. You can see it quite easily. It's very, very cool. So when we create a content brief for our writers, this is where we place it, and then the writer creates their content over here. So right now what's going on is it's analyzing the top 20 results for SEO, and it's starting to collect all of the data. So that's what's happening right now. So it's doing the research. You can see outline, AI writer, optimize, this stuff on the side over here. Okay. So it'll basically spit out what you need. So it's saying you need 2,600 words. We need 8 headers. We need at least 10 links. So that's 10 links will be basically 10 links going out. We want to have, if we talk about SEO, like what is SEO? Why is it important? Maybe you want to link to Neil Patel saying, Neil Patel says that this is why SEO is important. Or you link something out to SEMrush or any of those types of tools. It's saying that you ideally want to have 10 links going out. So heading out from the article and 12 images. Okay. So you can scroll down and it basically just has an overview of the SERP. So it's pretty cool because what I like is that you get to have the headers. So it pulls the headers from the articles that are ranking, and you can scroll through and be like, oh, okay, this looks cool. And it gives you a bit of insight. You can go and drill down further. So you can investigate a little bit further. You can see actually, as I've clicked right here, so I just click the little down arrow, it'll spit out the information that's under that H1. So that's very, very insightful. I like that. And you can even then basically rewrite the content that's written here. So content spinning is not a great idea, but if you guys are short on time and you need to get articles out there, that's something you can do, but I wouldn't recommend it. So let's say that we really like this header. We think that that's a cool way to start our article, or getting started. You can click basically the copy paste type thing over here, and you can click that icon there, and same thing, it'll just start popping it in. Now what you can do is highlight it, H2, or you can essentially go and click the button up here, and that's where you can start editing your headers. So it's very, very cool. I like that. We'll just do a few of these just so I can give you a bit of an example of how it works. So again, you can scroll through and be like, help Google find your content. That sounds interesting, but you can start to build out the outline of your content. So in this scenario, don't have a content brief. We don't have a writer. So you can even import examples for your content brief. So we have one that we specifically normally use, but if you want to have listicles, if you want to set up a listicle type one, you can use these templates in your content brief. So coming back over to the content, so we're creating the content, we're scrolling through, it's like getting started. Let's do like, what is search engine optimization? Let's add that one in. Let's add in like, why is SEO important for marketing? So you can get these headers that other individuals have created on different blog posts and then utilize that. So you can save your time on doing a bit of research. So make them those H2s. Now what you can do, so we've imported a couple of H2s. I've showed you the overview of that. What we will do is we'll try out the AI writer. So this little button down the bottom here, you click on write for me, and the AI generator can generate some content. Now, my review of AI content is it's AI content, guys. We all know how good it is. It's only as good as the operator. Like I say all the time, AI content is a hammer right now. If you're no good with using a hammer, you miss that nail and hit your thumb all the time, then that's how good the hammer and AI content writer is. It's exactly the same here. So you can just keep hitting write more, but same as every other content tool, AI content creator, it's just going to start going in weird directions. It is good for getting concepts in your mind. So maybe you just want the kickstart and you're just having a bit of writer's block. You're not exactly sure where to go with the article. This is great. This is where it can become quite handy. So you can trash it. You can rerun the AI writer. So let's say you don't really like what it wrote. You think it's a little bit wrong. It can go back and rewrite it. So I think that's pretty cool. So the settings for the AI content, you can set how long you want it to write. So maybe you want it to write 150 words. You want the creativity to be quite high, so you let it do its own thing. I don't recommend that. I recommend keeping it, I recommend keeping it a bit lower, so it doesn't just go off in random directions, because it will. It's an AI content tool. Now, once you've created your brief, you've created the outline, the way you can check your optimization is you can have a look at the optimize tab in the right hand column here. So you've got the research tab that has all of the information. So that was looking at all of the competitors and everyone that's already ranking for the top 20 results. And then you can come down to optimize. Now, optimize is where you can investigate what's going on. So you can have a look at the long tail keywords. You can have a look at topic clusters as well. Again, like tying it back into the semantic SEO, which is quite powerful. You can have a look at everything that needs to be entered. As you can see, it's very similar to Surfer. You know, you need to mention search engine optimization 2 times. We've mentioned it 2 times, so that's exactly why it's created it. Okay. The long tail, I think, is absolutely brilliant. So again, it pulls in all of the information and shows you what it is. Now, this yellow line here indicates the average optimized score. It goes all the way up to 100, but this is where your competitors are. You want to be above this line. So as an example, let me just show you a similar thing. So we can go search engine ranking, again, clicking the icon, which copies things in. And if we do a lot of this, you'll start to notice that this screen number is moving up. So that can be done. And it's very cool because you get as you're riding along, like you can specifically enter. I just really think this feature is quite cool, in all honesty. I actually really like that. So you can do a split view if you want. That's where it's going to show your content brief and your content editor. I don't normally use that, in all honesty. I think it's unnecessary. Once you have an overview of the content, you should just let the writer go, as long as they know the main keywords, and you always come back once the article's written to refocus. But I think overall, I like the Frase tool when it comes in comparison to Surfer, simply because of the price. So when it comes to the pricing of Frase, here's your pricing here. You've got $45 a month for 30 articles. Now, if you do want all of the features, so the SEO stuff like I just showed you with all of the optimization, so it's showing you the articles will entering a keyword, it was turning green. If you want all of those features, you do need to have this add-on. Okay, so it's not actually 45. You would need to pay 45 plus 35. So it's actually going to be $80 a month for you. But still, $80 a month for 30 articles. We were very happy with that. Is the comparison, like the difference between Frase, and this is my honest opinion, with Frase and Surfer, is that nowadays there is not too much of a difference. You need to utilize a tool like Pop if you want to go into the nitty gritty, Page Optimizer Pro if you want to go into the nitty gritty of it and really identify like where things need to be, like which headers need to be where, how many of them are needed. What I think when it comes to just rating well optimized content, Frase is absolutely sufficient. I think it's brilliant. And they are bringing out more and more tools that focus specifically on entity optimization. And I think that is the way forward with SEO. I think Google, and it's already been shown, Google is rewarding entities. So I think that going forward, that Frase is looking promising. I like that they've constantly kept building out their tool. For me personally, I think Surfer's just sat back a little bit and not really improve the tool as much as they should for the price you're paying. So here's the prices for Surfer. As you can see, it's significantly more, like $40 more. So yes, you get the Google NLP, but at the same time, that's the one thing that Frase doesn't have. But at the same time, it's $40 extra. No, I think that's ludicrous. And then with Frase's unlimited tool, so it's adding the $35, it's going to take you up to $150 a month, and you have unlimited documents. So if you want to write 100 articles, if you want to write 200, 300, 400, write that many. But with Surfer, you can't. So an organization like mine, if we're pumping out, on average, we normally pump out around about, on our heavy days, it can be 50 articles a month for clients and our organization. It can be around about the 50 articles a month that we want to run through. So this option does work, but again, you're saving $90. That's a lot of money to be saved, to be placed back into the organization to invest it going forward. $90 is a couple of articles that you got to create instead of investing it in this. When it comes to ranking factors, we've had non-SEO optimized content, we've had Surfer optimized content, and we've had Frase IO content. And I'm telling you, Frase has done just as good a job as what the more expensive tool Surfer has. So if you're looking for a cheaper option, if you're looking for a great tool, if you're looking for something that you can relate with and it's simple to use, it's very easy to use. I've showed you the features of it. I've showed you how to optimize Frase. I hope you've enjoyed this review of Frase.io. If you have any questions, guys, just ask me down below. I'm happy to help you out. Jump over to their website, check it out. I think it is a lot better than Surfer, especially if you're on a budget. If capital is your concern, especially as the months are getting tighter and tighter and tighter, then I think Frase is the way to go to save yourself a lot of money. Awesome, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the review. If you liked it, please give me a like. Helps out a ton. Lets me know you enjoyed the content, and I look forward to catching you around. Cheers.